Joining me now is Roger McNamee. He's the co-founder of Elevation Partners. He was an early investor in Google and Facebook. He's the author of the best-selling book, Zucked, Waking Up to the Facebook Catastrophe. He's an advisor for the group Stop Hate for Profit, and he's my go-to guy to understand some of these issues. Good morning to you, Roger. You didn't get much sleep last night because you and I were talking about this last night. And again, while it's not a free speech issue, for a guy who claims to be a free speech absolutist and took over Twitter so that this could be some kind of unfettered town square of debate and discourse, doesn't seem to be turning out that way.
No, not at all. Ali, the issue we have here is very simple. Between 2000 and 2010, the internet was highly fragmented, and there was a lot of conversation, a lot of speech going on, and it was spread out over literally thousands of sites. Beginning in 2010, Facebook, Twitter, and other platforms consolidated all that speech into a few centralized nodes that were controlled by very, very rich people. And they made pretensions about being neutral. But in fact, their actual behavior was that they promoted toxicity because it was great for business. These businesses are ad supported. They need our attention. The best way to get it is with toxic content because it triggers our natural self-defense mechanisms. And so that's what's been going on. Musk has taken this to a totally different level. I view him a little bit like a guy who's got a laser pointer, and politicians and journalists are like the cat. They're chasing the laser pointer, completely ignoring the larger point here, which is that Musk not only doesn't believe in democracy, he doesn't believe journalism is a legitimate business. And he is trying to torture journalists. He's trying to torture the country. And I think our job right now is to recognize what's going on and to go to battle stations and do the things that we need to do to defend democracy and defend journalism.
Let's talk about what that means. What does battle stations mean? The job of a journalist is twofold. It is to bear witness and it is to hold power to account. And that's what these journalists who were kicked off Twitter were doing. Right? It was gaslighting for Elon Musk to say they were engaging in doxing. Because when I first saw that tweet, I thought to myself, what is somebody doing to Elon Musk? Are journalists being irresponsible? No, journalists were doing exactly what journalists are built to do and are supposed to do. So what does battle stations look like right now in this fight to keep Twitter from becoming this cesspool of toxicity?
Well, I think it's too late to prevent Twitter from being a cesspool of toxicity. I think the fundamental issue is that Twitter was never a great place to conduct journalism and politics. There were always deep flaws. It offered huge potential because it gave the disadvantaged access to politicians, access to journalists. But the cost has been very high, and it's getting much, much higher. And I think we need to recognize that we just can't have nice things like a centralized Twitter, that this thing has gone too far, and that Musk is literally going to pull people back. He's going to ban people. He's going to do whatever it takes to keep the attention on him. This is his soap opera. He is the star. And I don't think any of us can do anything about that because, as you say, this is not about First Amendment. It's a private company. But do not need to give him our attention. And I think the most important thing when I talk about battle stations is for media organizations like NBC to recognize that they need to support their journalists. There is an extraordinary NBC journalist, Ben Collins, who has currently been suspended for doing something on Twitter that I don't think anybody other than NBC believes was problematic. It was, in fact, completely appropriate. He was doing his job. And it's really important for media organizations not to allow themselves to be intimidated. This is a critical juncture for democracy. It's a critical juncture for journalism. And it's a little bit like the Pentagon Papers or Watergate, where in those days, journalistic organizations might have been cowed by power. But they did stand up to it. And that's what all journalistic organizations need to do right now. This is not about 8 or 10 or 12 people being suspended from Twitter. This is about legitimate journalists being suspended from their jobs for doing their job.
Roger, as always, thank you. We got to you later than we expected to this morning, so I apologize because you're on the West Coast and it's a lot earlier for you than it is for us. But we always appreciate you joining us with your take. Thank you, as always. Roger McNamee is a co-founder of Elevation Partners. He's an advisor for the group Stop Hate for Profit. He's the author of the best-selling and important book, Zucked, Waking Up to the Facebook Catastrophe.